They just have,
That's the
half
company I
pound of
got it
dice you can
from.
buy, and you can pick your favorite colors. And then if you don't need your favorite colors, you can just put them in a giant tub, like I do, which contains enough D6s I can actually play Shadowrun.
I think I like chess-sticks, but it was like more so a myriad of different designs.
Yeah, most of my dice are Chessex.
Yeah.
Including I have both. By the way, the audio is now live. I will do some kind of Patreon intro in a section, but since I'm in the middle of my conversation about dice, I don't know what the colors are, but I have like translucent red and translucent black dice. And then when I bought my like half pound of dice bag, Chessick also sent me a complete, basically your D&D starter kit, one of everything. Your D percentiles, a D12, a D6, D20, all that in like a pure white shade. So that's why I have like 3 complete sets of dice in my bag. And then I got a bunch of like rando D10s I like. My favorite D10s are the yellow and black ones. Those are the dice I save for when I want to destroy your minds and bodies.
It can very... yeah. Also, it's like on a... not too really it's been like... events are like savoring the birthday cake I've been having for about 2 days now past my birthday.
Sorry, I'm reading a manga, and the last page is just great.
No, Lucky, don't read manga. This isn't What's Up or Let's Tech FGO. This
waiting for
is
you guys to finish the conversation.
StudiOmega Players. I think we're done. I don't know.
Okay.
Before we actually...
I think we're done. I don't think there's any more to talk about unless we have any like liner notes to get into before the recording session.
I should close this though.
Yeah, if you want to close up tabs, now's the time.
Yeah, it shouldn't happen. I hope it doesn't happen, but my computer has a habit of just randomly shutting the fuck off.
Well, it's good to get that out of the way before the 2-minute mark.
Yeah.
All right, hey everybody, real quick, before we get started, I just want to remind everybody this episode is brought to you by our patrons, like Go Comics, Qua, and Nestor Flores. If you like what we do and want to see us more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to this episode in an audio downloadable format and not whatever horrible conglomeration I turn into a video on YouTube. And we really appreciate your support.
Thank you.
Actually, it's funny. I think, I don't know if it was because I posted the, new goal, but, immediately after I tweeted that out, after we did that What's Up recording, we got, 2 more, $1 patrons right away. So if you're listening, new people, thank you. Because you can.
My nose. Why?
All right, so it's been a month, 2 weeks, 2 weeks a month.
Yes.
It's been a long time. This is Mages of War. I am the marshal for this evening, Omega. With me are these 2 guys who are not going to die horribly or get shot.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah, that's the plan. But
last time that we did this, we had mortar fire incoming.
No. There's there's definitely mortal. There is a mortal fucking danger.
Mortar. MORTAR thing.
Mortar.
I'll just say it's
there's
artillery.
no mortar.
Artillery.
I'll just call it artillery fire because I have trouble with that word.
No, that's fine, man.
You can just call
artillery.
it arty, like a proper gung-ho soldierman. Wait, no, this is an analog for the First World War. You guys are all gentlemen soldiers fighting for God and country and all that. Lots of, if you were British, there'd be lots of pip-pips and Cheerios.
Well, unfortunately, we're the not Germans, so there's a lot of for the fatherland.
Right now, there's also a lot of scheiss.
Scheiss.
So yes, you were getting mortared. I'm gonna roll some dice and see some things. If you guys want, I believe last we left off, a order to take cover was belted out. Oh, actually, before we get into it, even though I'm still gonna roll dice, is there anything we want to talk about last session? Like, did you spend your AXP on anything particularly interesting?
Oh, no. But there is something I do want to talk about, because there's a misunderstanding about the rules earlier. My character's quirks and my companion's quirks had to get changed around. But so I've made I've made my guy into this weird combination because before I can't remember what I actually. Oh, I had a trauma before to pump out more XP, and I had to get rid of that. So I still have camaraderie and natural leader, which make people friendly, personable, and
I'd follow that man to hell and back. I would.
Yeah, but I'm also sneaky and unkempt.
You are. It's so. I love that because you are
Nice.
you are the shiftiest motherfucker. But you're so likable.
Yeah, speaking of that whole shifting stuff around, I just got rid of one of my mices since I had over 100 on that.
So basically, I'm super friendly and outgoing, and people tend to like me. But at the same time, they see me and it's all like, "Oh, he's just super shifty. Don't trust him."
You're not to be trusted.
Yeah.
You're shabby,
Yeah,
but you're likable. You're a stand-up guy.
I know I have only 3 quirks.
You can always pick up another 0.1 if you want to max out, or you don't have to. It's
Yeah,
up to 4.
Yeah, it's
But
up
also,
to
what I
4.
did,
I don't think I really saw anything that really fit my character all that much.
It's okay.
I also changed out my
actually, that's a good
companion,
question.
Hildgard Summer. She is now sadistic, has stalker, stunning beauty, and I kept her trauma and necrophobia.
Huh. And I haven't
shake my
even
head.
spent any XP on my companion. I think it was
You should.
because I think it was because there wasn't anything I wanted to get for.
Well, remember, you
Yeah.
bought the healing talents.
Yeah.
That was a couple sessions ago, because you actually, I
Yeah.
think, benefit from getting healed last time. Because you got shot
Yeah.
or stabbed
I
or
always
something.
get shot. It always happens.
Yeah, he got shot.
But hey,
What do you think?
if we play good enough to get 300 more experience, I can get ironclad and watch the fuck out everybody.
Yeah, that's gonna be
and
real
then
fun.
Oh right, last time I also crushed people with the wall.
Yeah.
Yes,
you get
you
into
did
mage
what I
guild.
designed this game to do, and you did spells intelligently.
Yeah, so using a utility spell just to kill people.
Yes.
Basically, you pushed the wall in so that it fell on them, and then I rolled basically the equivalent in impact damage. It was like, oh, well, that's a lot. They're dead. I'm trying to think. I think I added a couple quirks recently, but I don't know if that was before or after the last episode. I don't even. None of them even stick out as new to me, so I guess it was a while ago. Wait, no, there's the one. There's hemophilia, but that's all negative. I don't know if they were both pure negatives. So, hey, well, we're starting. You're exploding. Go ahead and...
So basically what happened... sorry.
Go ahead.
So basically what happened last is... right when we had taken one last of the buildings, some of our soldiers, including the XO, heard the whistling sound, and they managed to scream at everyone to get down before the shelling actually started. I was already hunkered down because I had failed a test.
You failed a suppression test.
Yeah.
And then he failed the.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, and then my fucking XO fucking like
But the XO
put a
here
bullet
that-
between put a bullet between that gunner's head.
But also,
Fucking
because you were
XO.
still hunkered, you abysmally failed your awareness check,
Yeah.
so you didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
But she was
Nope.
aware and yelled out.
And
So at this
I know
point,
that
everybody
I-
can make me
yeah.
either an awareness test or a tactics test. These give different information.
I'm gonna have to go with tactics.
All right. Your special reroll power would count for this.
Booyah! I rolled a fucking 7.
Okay, you don't need to reroll.
Yep.
So you're paying close attention now as those bombs are dropping right in, and I did.
Tactics.
I really wish
I
I
need
double checked
to
the end of the episode
double
before we
check.
started this, because I'm sure you had a very specific phrasing about what would happen if it was your guns. Because boy howdy, Lieutenant, those sure sound like your model of light artillery.
Oh my god!
Awareness. Okay, I'm going to roll just awareness.
Yes, like I said, different information. Lieutenant
Yeah, so I
realizes you're being shot at by your own side.
Yeah, I rolled 3 successes total.
Oh yeah, no, that's you can't say for sure that's your side shooting, but those are definitely your model of guns being fired at you.
I'll ask a question after Marth gets his roll out.
Math. All right. Okay, it's good that you rolled that because I did some random rolling, and so fun fact. The direction of the shot is coming kind of. If you guys remember, you're in a small village that's been kind of camouflaged, right? Like everybody's evacuated, and all the important parts of it have been hidden under like camo netting and sandbags and stuff. But it's real fortified. It's got a basic kind of like crossroad shape because there's a well in the center of the town, which was part of its tactical and strategic significance. So you guys are kind of, based on the way we were narrating the last episode, you guys are kind of in the north, in the village, which is the north. Hold on, I'm doing directions in my head. I'm reverse. Because you guys are heading south, it's confusing the fuck out of me. I'm trying to picture this. So you're in the northwest. There we go. I fixed it in my head. I had to gesture with my hands. You're in the northwest of the village, which is unfortunate because the current firing arc of this artillery strike appears to be traveling southeast, which will pass directly over you and cross the village, basically as an X, cross line right through you guys. So Lucky, if you have to ask a question, that's a good time now.
Oh, shoot. Okay, so we're basically in the northwest, and they're firing from the southeast?
No, the arc of the shots is traveling southeast, which means it will start in the northwest and end in the southeast corner.
So they're literally being shot from behind us from the direction whence we came?
Not exactly the direction whence you came, but yeah, somewhere back there where if you guys take 5 seconds to coordinate your information, it's coming from your own formation that is coming up behind you, yes. To remind the players in the audience, currently they are engaged in a vanguard operation where they are the advanced force behind a much larger infantry force.
Call me crazy, but wasn't one of the objectives of this plan was to capture as much of this as we could?
Oh, yes. Yeah, you were not supposed to blow anything up if you can help it.
Okay.
But those are your orders, so. By the way, you guys are about to get hit by artillery fire, so you probably want to roll some sort of evade or something to get in cover.
Yes.
Oh my
god! Actually, lucky your core character is already in cover.
Don't
So
know how much a bear can protect.
Oh my god! But
well, luckily, you guys discovered kicking in these doors. These buildings are fortified. They're walled with sandbags and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah. Get on the shortwave radio and just scream out orders, shelling, whoa, go, and just hope and everyone takes get into cover.
All right, maybe a command test.
Yep.
How orderly is this order?
We'll find out here. Oh, this ain't magic. Suck. 11 out of. Let me check my. I have command. Command is
you're talking to your unit, so you get your bonus.
Oh, that's right. Oh no, that's leadership. Derp. So that's plus 20. So that's 61. 5 degrees of success.
All right. With trained precision, you have been drilling after all. Everybody in your squad just nobody even says anything back to you. You just can see or hear them in the distance. Just dive for cover in as orderly a fashion as you can do that, and scrunch up into houses. You guys were on the squad channel, but you guys can hear over your larger company channel the scout unit who's kind of encircling the place, and the captain behind you is incoming fire, everybody take cover. So go ahead and roll me some evasion, boys.
Oh my god.
Because I rolled scatter, and I rolled the chunk of the village you were in.
So what?
Evasion.
Evasion. Okay then.
Luck has been recharged, right?
Yes, it is a new session. Your luck is replenished.
I'm gonna burn some luck. Well, not burn. I'm gonna use some luck. Excuse me.
It's good. You don't want to burn luck unless you actually get hit.
Oh, that's. I rolled a 27, but let's see. My evasion is based off agility 30. Plus 20, so it's still just 2 degrees of success.
All right. You were successfully in cover.
Cool.
All right. So everybody manages to get in cover in the buildings and stuff in an efficient fashion, and yeah, the shelling starts. It's super fun. Why don't we roll some fear tests?
Oh boy.
And
Marth,
remember,
if
if you're...
me,
Yeah.
Marth, if you're within me, because you're close to me, you get a plus 20. So does your medic and my exo.
Okay.
They don't have to roll fear test, do they?
Did actually have to roll the
No, they didn't have to roll fear test in this case.
Okay, cool.
Did I have to roll evasion for the medic?
No, he evades with you. Companions do as you do.
They stick with us.
Okay.
They only have to do that type of stuff if they are specifically targeted by something, or if an ability calls for it.
So, fear test. Okay.
Let's see here.
Oh, right. You have Brave, so that also gives me a plus 10 to that.
Can't stop you, Marth. That's just based flat off my will.
Listen, he's on the ground. He's fine.
38.
Well, heck.
Actually, didn't you buy stone like water, Marth?
I did. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, I failed with a 40. What a 40. Wait, that's backward. That's supposed to be 43 out of 40.
Okay, so 0 degrees of failure, so no adjustment on the chart. You're not gonna reroll or anything. You're gonna just take your fear test failure like a man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to start burning all my luck immediately.
Oh, that's pretty low. That's only a 15. The character is startled and can only take a single half action their next turn. They may act normally after that.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, I do have stone like water.
All right, so and
guess that is helpful to just being protected from the water.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying you could have done something funny and like swam away through the water or through the earth like water. But no.
Right, I could. Yeah, I just did this. I was too much seeing the bacteria and just fearing for my life.
So yes, you are all not very much exploded actually. And after a hot second, the bombardment ends. Through her radio pack, because that's what she's got. Your companion Lucky can hear over the not the company wide channel, but like the master channel. The captain is very angrily yelling at some people right now.
Mm-hmm.
Something like somewhere between I'll the equivalent of I'll have your badge for this. There will be consequences if you do not break off. And something to the effect of if you do not stop firing on my position, I will come up there and something with my sword. So after the initial pass, basically the whole block of guns fired in this pattern and then they stopped. No more fire continues. And the captain's voice comes over your platoon net, Lieutenant, everybody all right down there?
I'll grab the radio and just like we're kind of surprised by the sun shower, but luckily everyone got inside before anyone got wet.
Good. I have spoken to the artillery company to our rear. They claim there was some sort of miscommunication about the location of enemy forces, and they are very sorry, and it will not happen again. The captain, of course, sounds rather displeased with this turn of events. Basically, she says, like, all units check for injuries, blah, blah, blah. Goes about her business.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Roger that, Captain. We'll continue our advance. Hopefully with fewer surprises.
Mm-hmm.
And
I feel like the unit to our rear is getting impatient. Double check the situation in the village and then report back to me. Make sure nothing unusual is happening. The artillery does seem to have removed some of those aerial mines. All right, so yeah, you recover from your brief shock. What's happened? What's the haps?
Get on the shortwave, and I want to set rep from all squads.
All right. Bodyguard squad is fine because they're in the back. The guys who were advancing down like the opposite half of the village are completely fine. They weren't even in the path of fire. The guys who are with you, they sound like they'd really rather be home drinking a nice schnapps or possibly a warm beer. Listening to some Victrola records, but nobody's really seriously injured. A couple guys hit by some chunks of roof that fell in on them, or hit by some minor shrapnel, but nothing too big.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
A couple guys, squad leaders sound a bit as they report in because of smoke, but no, you managed to coordinate everybody in an efficient enough way that nobody got hit. And also, the artillery unit actually rolled incredibly terribly.
Oh, thank God for that.
So nobody was in any serious danger, it's just scatter. They happened to randomly walk the artillery right through your position.
But, well, shoot, after that shelling, I wonder how everyone... Well, let's get a look how it's looking outside. They said something about clearing some of the aerial mines?
Yeah, all right, go ahead and make me awareness, guys, to look outside. It's still a little bit overcast, but...
Okay.
It's been a little bit. Let's see, what was the actual time?
Okay,
so it's pre-dawn, so the sky's starting to get light, but it's still a little overcast. Also, there's some small fires in some places. Funny how that happens.
Success, but with no degrees.
Okay.
I failed.
Interesting. All right. I forgot you. It's been like a month. I've forgotten your character names. Ulrich and Wolfgang. Ulrich, I think that's your name. You see nothing. You are in South Africa. Wolfgang, you actually pop out. You probably don't bust out the field glasses because it's dark and you're in a village. As far as you can tell, though, the enemy appears to have stopped counterattacking and is now currently trying to dig in tighter because they just got shelled, and holy shit, that sucks. And yes, it does appear that several of the aerial mines have been, the clusters have been removed by that shot. So you're at kind of a pause in the battle.
Oh man, I wish I had a speaking horn or some shit.
What, just get on your megaphone?
Yeah. Do I have a megaphone?
I don't think so. I have to double check if that's a thing.
That's not I said because I get like a signal whistle.
Yeah, you get a trench whistle. No, I don't know if there is a megaphone, it would be like in generic ass stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's currently time appropriate. I mean, you could form a cone with your hands or whatever. That's pretty easy.
Man, let's just order the all-out attack. And I'll, if we got enough, has enough of the air mines been cleared that men could take to the air safely?
Yes.
Yeah.
At least in certain patterns.
Yep. So yeah, I'll just command the all-out in this brief lull while they're still shocked. Whoever strikes first wins. So I will order the immediate attack, and I will lift the restriction on flying.
All right. So this is actually pretty good for you because immediately the scouts to your rear, who are also an aerial unit, they dust off and start preparing to make flyby passes.
Mm-hmm.
Now you do want to watch out. There's still possibly some anti-air guns hiding around.
Mm-hmm.
But you captured a couple. So yeah, what's your game plan here?
What was the last thing you said?
I said, what's your game plan here? The captain appeared to have a bit of a plan in motion, but you are seizing the initiative.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you doing? What are your orders, sir?
And it's like, we're gonna, as I said, we're just gonna basically all-out attack. So all men run forward. We're gonna take the enemy fortified position while they are still in confusion. If we go quickly enough, we can overrun the position before they can shake it off.
The good old days when they yell at you to go over the top.
Yep.
All right, go ahead and make me
I
a commander.
haven't mentioned this, but I've been reading Saga of Tani the Evil, which has given me many ideas.
Go ahead and make me either a tactics or command test, whatever you like, to basically execute your battle plan.
Well, using command, give me my +20 since it's with my guys.
Yeah, it should.
Okay, cool.
You are issuing orders to lower ranked soldiers, technically.
Booyah. Let's see here. So my leadership is 161. So that is 45 out of 61. That's what, 2 degrees success? Yeah. 2 deals.
All right. And this was with command, right? This was with command, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you have trench whistle in hand. You have your exo on the yelly box. Her yelly backpack. And, yeah, your battle plan is executed swiftly. Maybe not with as much precision as you'd like, but you communicate effectively to your men and they execute your orders as ordered, basically. And I think I said you guys were probably about like halfway done, like doing door to door. This all-out push. You kind of, with the support of the scout units in the wings, you kind of push and surround the enemy unit. And I don't necessarily feel like rolling out every little fight, but basically, you knock over the last couple buildings, either literally or figuratively, and you're left with, a handful of guys, probably the equivalent number now to your unit, who are basically cornered in the largest buildings in the village, and before you can like sit in to negotiate, their commanding officer kind of holds out the white flag and he's like, "All right, I'm willing to negotiate a surrender."
It's like, and I will curtly nod and said, "I accept your surrender." And I will get on the shortwave and inform everybody.
All right.
The enemy commander has offered the surrender. All hands, hands. All hands, stand down from hostilities. Stand down from hostilities.
All right. So at this point, the captain will come forward. You get I think you said you left like 6 guys with her, maybe?
Like 2.
Something like.
Yeah, something like that. 2 squads, maybe.
Yeah. You left a handful of guys with her. They also come forward and rejoin, and you basically have a few minutes of, double check yourself, make sure you don't have any new holes, time, whatever you want, while she basically executes the negotiation of the surrender. Actually, I have stance for her, so I could double check what she's got going on. What skills are you good at, Captain? They're all very practical. All right. Does anybody want to do anything specific while you have a brief lull?
I will go. Let's see. So she didn't have any specific orders for me, right?
No. Basically, you told everybody to stand down. She comes to the front, takes over negotiation. Your orders previously stand. So.
Right. I will. I'll put out the order for my men to gather up all remaining, to gather all the prisoners into one location.
All right. So basically, the end result of this is, unless you object in some way to your superior officer, is basically she accepts their surrender. All the remaining guys basically ditch all their material. They leave all their guns here. If you remember, there are some trucks which are fueled up, ready to leave this place. Basically, they're going to load up everybody who's injured or just otherwise isn't going to walk good into the trucks. They're going to drive off to the south and abandon this location. And they're going to leave all their guns and stuff behind so they can't shoot back at you.
Yeah, take that prison. Yeah, take that oath.
Yeah. And so they set off. The captain kind of signals for you to follow her, and ducks into the building they were occupying, which is basically at some point it was probably maybe a particularly wealthy local rancher or farmer or a village headman or something. It's a bit more stoutly constructed building. Maybe it was some kind of community hall, but it was converted by the Commonwealth members to be a command building. So there's some big tables. There's a big map on the wall. There's a telegraph that's been disconnected. And yeah, so basically she's going to have you and your XO and the Jaeger Corps commander, that's the scout units, the lieutenant and XO, kind of just wait patiently as she first recalls your engineer units, who, if you recall, the pioneers were sent to kind of flank and cut off some of the road access into this town. So basically she's signaling for okay, come on back. And then she gets on the horn to command. And she signals to the major, Conrad Schuster. The village has been taken. All its materials have been seized. The enemy surrendered and were dismissed. Feel free to join us. And then she, clicks off. She turns to you, Wolfgang, and she's like, Lieutenant, your after-action report, please.
Stand up, swift salute, and I'll begin giving my report on the initial approach. And our initial stage of, building-to-building actions, capturing of prisoners, the uncovering of materials, and whatnot. Then the sudden artillery strike, in which we all decided to take cover instead of braving. And the subsequent all-out charge afterwards, as we try to turn the situation to our advantage using whatever means possible.
Lieutenant, you've done very well today.
Thank you, Captain. All for the glory of the fatherland.
Though she points at your most recent bullet wound, which is still a goopy. You got any wounds right now? Or lost any wounds, I guess I should say.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got hit with the machine gun, I want to say. Oh, yeah, I'm at 3 out of... I'm 3 down from 18. Okay.
All right, so you're a little beat up, and she says, though I noticed you have once again been shot. You should work on that.
If this is going to be a recurring incident, ma'am, I will see about getting stronger armor.
That is good. You are an invaluable part of the team, Wolfgang. Because I don't remember your last name. Or is Wolfgang your last name? I don't know. It's been a month, guys. I don't fucking know anymore.
Schmidt's my character's last name.
All right, so she would be, Lieutenant Schmidt. Lieutenant Schmidt. Because she's young, and thus actually using your given name would be too much familiarity. She needs to project authority. And also sometimes project lightning. But yeah, so basically, you debrief. The scouts debrief. Their commander, their lieutenant, is basically a little bit... his version's basically like yours, only the way he pitches it is it was more boring. Because mostly they stayed to the outskirts, and they shot a couple guys who stuck their heads out. Then the village got blown up, and they flew in and shot at some more guys. So eventually basically you guys will be waiting in the pseudo command building for the pioneers to arrive, and if there's any conversations you want to have with anybody, any stuff you want to do, there's there. Also, Ulrich, obviously, the lieutenant has just told everybody to be at ease, so what are you doing in this intervening time also?
Okay.
Oh, I just want to turn you. Oh yeah, Ulrich, nice job with that wall.
Yeah, I just salute and just like,
very inspired.
Thank you, sir.
Let's see here. So we got a few minutes. Let's see here. I'll turn to the medic and just make sure that all our guys are being properly patched up at this moment. I mean, probably, some bandages, some spit.
Yeah. Some Band-Aids, we'll dab with the medicinal alcohol. One guy got a rock barked into his shoulder, so he's got to wear a sling.
0 casualties? We are blessed.
Yeah, I don't know. You directed the thing very well. I don't think you failed any major checks. So yeah, nobody's really too badly beat up on your side.
Yeah.
As usual, you were the only person who seems to get shot.
I cut off my filigree, and it still happens.
Well, I think last time it's because you bum rushed and engaged in a sword fight with somebody.
I like hitting people with my sword.
And in fact, I think you may actually have been stabbed.
That might have been it.
But you were certainly shot at multiple times, so...
Yeah, I think it was definitely the stabbing. Because it was pretty much direct combat with one guy in the building.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I got shot by the machine gunner, but no, yeah, I do remember, like, in the building before that, like, I definitely engaged in some melee. It's just a flesh wound.
The pioneers arrive, they check in, they give an after-action report. It's pretty simple. There were some roads, it was dark, we made them not roads, and then we came here. We didn't see anybody at all.
By the way, what
was that bombardment thing about?
Yeah, that is something I want to ask. It was like, who was leading the artillery company? We don't have a dedicated artillery company, do we?
No, you don't. This would be somewhere in the generic infantry unit behind you. I don't think I give the unit a name, but there's a large infantry group behind you. Like, you guys are all of your various mage platoons total a company. So
we have the pioneers, the scouts, and the honor guard.
Yeah,
and then the infantry's.
They are a separate unit who you were basically attached to aid.
Yeah,
it's part of the offensive.
Yeah, we can't yell. I can't yell at them. I have to smile and bear it, and give snappy salutes.
Well, speaking of snappy salutes, at this point, what's the most? I think yes, on horseback. The Major Conrad Schuster arrives with some of his officers and stuff. You know, you can hear or see in the background like a large block of infantry. You know, actually, what's the next step up for a company? Well, you'd think after writing a military fiction RPG, I'd remember all this stuff, but no. Okay, yeah, a battalion and or a cohort. You know, several hundred guys. Is slowly making their way across the river behind you to take over this village. And the Major arrives first, like I said, with some of his officers. And he has his own, you know, mage commander, the Oberleutnant, who you may recall has an eye patch and a war scythe. She's a cool lady. Yeah, so the Major arrives and he's like, "Oh, yes, very good, Captain." You know, he looks around and says, "Minimal casualties. Excellent, excellent. Good show."
I will maintain poker face.
You know, he starts examining the stuff on lying around the commander room. You know, yes, well, it'll make it all right to Field HQ. Nothing like Colonial Command. Anyway, a little trepidatious about letting the enemy go, but obviously I would not want my men bogged down babysitting prisoners, and of course I would not want your glorious unit to be bogged down in that particular process either. So it all works out. Yes. You know, so he basically collects the captain's after action report, where she makes a pointed reference to the artillery accident that the Major ignores entirely. And, you know, he smiles and nods. Yes, good. Very well. We will be setting up the frontier, and we'll continue with our operations to push forward to the next target. Until then, your unit should return to their forward operations while we get set up here, and perhaps High Command will have you join us here, of course. Yes. You know, your captain nods and goes about and says, you know, basically says, very well, I'll, you know, gather my men, you know, go about your business. She's like, all right, let's go.
All right.
So yeah, if you have anything you want to do in this village you don't know the name of, because I'm not coming up with South African village names, guys. I'm sorry, I'm not. You guys can get out of here.
Let's see. Do we want a trophy gun? They probably weren't using anything crazy.
There's a couple light machine guns lying around.
Yeah, too heavy to carry.
Which also you guys can get your own, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
There are the flat guns they were using for anti-air coverage, but those are definitely too heavy to carry.
I'm pretty sure the Major doesn't want flat cannons being moved from this position anyway.
Speaking of which, the you guys can see as you filter out of the building, the Major's a little fiddly, a little handsy. He's like picking up lots of different things that are like left around, kind of examining them, paying them no mind. He kind of notices like a compass thing around that's maybe a little bit better made. He's kind of like, ooh, you know. It seems he's a collecty type sort, you know, the kind of guy who takes a lot of trophies. Also, by the way, in case you forgot, the Major is explicitly randomly generated on the table, chubby. So he's a little heavyset for a military officer in the field.
That is definitely a man who enjoys the finer things. My exo chirps up with, indeed. Well, as I said, anything too fancy, so anyone not able to fly, well, you better figure out how to do it soon, because we're forming up and we're getting out of here.
All right. So everybody teams up, groups up. I think everybody's in flying condition. Like I said, nobody got like seriously injured or anything.
Yeah. This is my attempt to be harder on my men.
And so you fly. Oosh. And of course the Pioneers are stuck on the ground because they are ground units, but they're pretty fast, so they can scooch about. So as you guys are going, you're traveling, you're minding your own business. You start to get, you know, the sun comes up, the weather starts to clear as the sun comes and kind of burns off the clouds. You guys are kind of minding your own business. Nothing too crazy. You see the infantry units on the ground streaming beneath you. You know, the full thing. Like I said, there's a few hundred guys here, complete with like support units. Looks like there's a lot of guys to cram in that tiny village, but whatever. It's not your chain of command.
They're using this as their forward base.
Yeah, they're making a stepping stone.
Yeah,
you're pretty sure you distinctly remember something about just supposed to curtail the enemy advancement, but whatever. Like I said, not your chain of command.
Nope.
And but as you're scooching along, you're about halfway to base. You're flying over the middle of nowhere. You start to get kind of a tingly sensation, and your like hairs on the back of your neck and on your arms stand up, and you kind of have an unusual feeling. Your etheric cores start to get a little agitated. Normally they make kind of like a low pitched hum. Some of them fluctuate or maybe like take a higher tone a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who is curious can make me an academics test.
I'm gonna make that academics test. Rolling.
What is my... Oh, right, I don't have academics trained, but I think my companion has it. Yes, my companion has it. I'll make him roll it.
It's be all like, hey, what's this shit going on? I have academics. And I have a 38 int. So that's, what, 2 degrees of success? Yeah, it is. But yeah.
Okay. So the medic catches this, and you, Lieutenant, also catch this. You remember these discussions from school, though you may or may not have ever been to one of these in person. You can kind of feel it as it starts to happen. This is an aether burst. Ether is flowing out of a point somewhere. In the raw ether is erupting into the environment, and it's getting a little, in touch. And in fact, as you come to that conclusion, you kind of understand. Oh yeah, I feel like there's a lot more mana density in the area suddenly, which means you could cast spells easier during this time. But also,
So is this just like aether burst, does that have any effect on the environments or anything?
Well, yeah, it does. And in fact, as you guys are kind of coming up on it, you can actually see it. There's an actual point on the ground where there's this kind of like glowing yellow-orange light kind of pouring out and, randomly sparking off. And as it lands, it kind of seems to like form some kind of like shapeless substance you're not sure of. You don't know if you want to get that close, but yeah. You guys are flying, but you notice that the ground seems to like kind of like shift and warp around it, and the pioneers will actually cheering over the company and be like, I think this is an aether burst. The ground's suddenly shaking a lot down here.
No, we got air, so let's see here. I'll ask the captain if we can advise the pioneers on a new course to get around the aether burst.
Very well. Hold on, let's, we'll hold up here and circle around it. She kind of, makes kind of like a thinking gesture, kind of like, taps her chin. Very unusual to see an aether burst. Usually those are caused by external. I don't think there's enough ley line density in here to cause any wellspring.
Captain, you saying this might have been induced artificially?
It's not an uncommon accident if you're throwing around a lot of magic. As you may recall from studies, the ether burst is one of the common warnings they teach us about. But it could also be just an effect of mana disruption somewhere else along the ley line, like extra mana poured in or some kind of sudden shift. Hopefully it's not too disruptive. Earth is not usually a particularly disruptive force, but it can cause shifts in the local terrain, minor quakes, incidences of quick or swimming sands, that sort of thing. Well, the strikers shouldn't have too much trouble. We'll advise anybody to get around it. That much raw ether is not healthy to come in contact to. It may also attract phantasmals or elementals.
So, yeah, I guess we'll get on the horn with the pioneers and give them the rough layout. And can we give them an estimate of how far this might be reaching?
Yeah, so I mean you can see the actual burst from where you are, So you can it's not super big. It's basically imagine a geyser but with glowing magical energy.
Yeah. We'll just advise them to go a little bit out of their way to get around, and they should be fine.
Yeah. And nothing terrible happens. No, but basically you guys stop for a second to walk them through it because you're in the air, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no real big deal. You as you're watching though, you do notice you can kind of well, first of all, what you see first is motes, which are the common tiny little elemental spirits that tend to form in high mana density. Mm-hmm. Just, little yellowish brown motes of light scooching around.
Cute.
Just floating, minding their own business, doing whatever motes do. And, they just kind of wibble and wobble around. If you guys, want to do anything cool with motes, now would be the time. But other than that, yeah, they seem to be minding their own business. And actually, Ulrich, because you are an Earth Affinity mage, you in particular feel a resonance with these forces. They have the same elemental affinity as you.
Actually, isn't there a thing we can contract with some motes?
Yes, you can try and make a mote you're familiar.
Let me see here. What was that?
If you guys had any spirit bottles, you could also, try and catch one, but I don't think you guys are carrying the right stuff to rig them up. But obviously you have no idea how long such a aether burst will last. Maybe you'll be able to go away and come back. You don't know.
Well, we should definitely. Who knows? Well, we should see. We should continue heading back to base, and we can take some people who are feeling able-bodied and come back. As I said, it's not uncommon, but I definitely would like to get some experience more with this aether burst.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ulrich, do you feel like picking up a few motes, maybe?
Do you want to do magic science?
What?
I said, do you want to do magic science?
Maybe try pick one or two up. I mean, these
Honestly,
are
we'll have-
what, earth elementals?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And actually,
definitely gotta pick one.
if you get close to the moats or the burst, you can kind of feel the like earthiness effect. It almost feels like the air pressure is a bit heavier, and actually it feels kind of like your flight units are straining a little bit extra, like almost like gravity is higher because the earth is trying to ground you out, flow back into the earth, stuff like that.
Okay.
Anyway, I presume, Lieutenant, you're gonna do like you said and have everybody carry on and then try and come back.
Yeah.
All right. So with that minor distraction out of the way, you guys pop on back to base. You can drop off any stuff you want to change out, whatever. You can get some food. It's probably, let's see. I don't remember, once again, wish I'd listened a little, but I'm trying to think. You definitely went to sleep before your pre-dawn mission, so it's not like you feel like you're particularly tired, so it's probably edging on lunchish time, I think, by the time you get back, so you probably want to eat like a regular meal.
Yeah, like I said, we're going to be getting into the fucking midday sun when everyone has to fucking slow down anyway, so...
Yeah, it is hot. All right, so, I want to pause things for a second. I'll be right back. You guys can talk about what you want to do after you eat and regroup and all that at base.
Mm-hmm.
Double check some stuff, and I'll be right back.
To go observe and interact with the aether burst. See if we can capture some sample and bring it back.
Okay.
Probably
Sounds
just be
like
me, you, and just be me, you, and the companion. So.
Okay. That sounds just dandy.
Alrighty, that's our plan then.
All right, so, well, are you gonna ask to set out right away?
Yeah, we don't know how
Okay.
long this is gonna last.
All right. So you speak to the captain, and she kind of nods and says, she kind of has like a distant look, like she's sensing something you cannot, because she's void and is good at sensing things. Well, actually, I don't know. Do either of you take ether sense?
I did.
I
Well, actually, yeah, you both have night vision, so you had to.
Yeah,
that's handy. So yeah, she basically kind of nods and says, yes, I was thinking something similar. I believe the burst is still ongoing. Why didn't you also take some of the pioneers with you? A lot of them are Earth Affinity, and we'll be able to take some equipment. She actually has a ley line map of the area, because your mages, you usually acquire those if you're going anywhere for an extended period of time. She kind of like points out, I believe this is an eruption of this Earth line here, flowing from inside the continent. I think I want to send... maybe after the heat has passed, some of the scouts up the line to make sure nothing unusual is happening along it. But yes, feel free to travel with the Pioneer platoon. Some of the Pioneers.
Right. Thank you, Captain.
And if you need to scrounge up any equipment, feel free. So yes, if you guys want to acquire anything.
Let's see if we can get a few spirit bottles.
Let's see.
Let me see here.
They are pretty expensive. And they're rare.
Right. Let's see here. Spirit. Well, actually, you can... Let's see here. Spirit bottles. Crystalline. Wow, they are. 2. Expanding Spirit. Premier Ray. Sealed Wax. Holding Spirit. Like, honestly, if we want to dabble in ritual magic for a bit, we could basically just pretty much make...
Oh yeah, no, you could definitely do the ritual. The beauty of the spirit bottle is they're for in case keys, and you run into stuff out in the wild, and it's just like, I don't want to bother doodling on the ground. I just want to throw them a Pokeball at it and go home.
Well, then we should just see about maybe getting some big bottles. If we get some big bottles, we can basically write some ritual magic on them, build an array at the site, and we'll see if we can make friendly with some spirits. Some wisps, some motes. They can tell us their secrets, which is probably won't be much, because aren't, like, the lowest level, like, not that intelligent?
Yeah, motes are pretty dumb. They mostly just
whatever.
wiggle around and slurp up ambient mana, and they you would both know this from your basic 101 mage education. They like people who are of the same elemental affinity and dislike people who are of the opposite. Luckily, I don't think you have any air mages in your core team to worry about.
Let's see here. What is the opposite of earth? Air?
Yeah, air. Air opposes earth, metal opposes wood, fire opposes water, and poison opposes void.
Alrighty. Let's see here.
Flash bottle of shampoo. I don't. There's probably a bottle of glass in here somewhere.
Yeah, no, I was trying to look it up.
There's a lot of bottles.
Just bottle.
Bottle, glass, common.
Cool.
Nice.
You could also get like a. If you wouldn't be even better, you could get a ceramic or glass jar, which are plentiful but about the same price.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they'd like something made out of earth and works.
Yeah.
Although glass is technically glass is a combination of earth and fire.
Yeah. Glass is crystallized sand. So yeah, it works too.
Yeah. Oh, you're the resident. Earth mage. Ulrich, what would you say? Glass bottles or jars?
I would say jars would be more their style.
Alrighty.
So what's a plentiful? Like a plus 30?
Yeah, let's see how many jars we can rustle up. I wonder how big they are.
A jar has a 0.45 weight on its own. They hold up to 1 kilo.
So I could probably put like one mode in there.
Yeah, something like that. It's magic, so
whatever.
But yeah, you probably don't want to create an environment where you store more than one mote in a jar, because common theory is that major elementals are formed by basically motes globbing together, so you might accidentally make a stronger spirit. They might be a little bit annoyed you stuck it in a bottle.
Yeah. I'm all for making a stronger spirit, but we should do this sciencey and slowy.
Yeah.
And carefully. I don't know how many motes I don't know how many motes it takes to make a fucking spirit, though. Is there an answer? Is there a definite answer for that?
Academic.
What's your like academics and spellcraft like? Are you just trained in both?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you probably wouldn't know. Like maybe if you were back at home with access to your academy's library, you could double check. Off the top of your head, you probably wouldn't know.
Yeah, okay. That's
right. Only a spellcraft of 47, not even academics trained, so.
Well, let's see how many bottles we can rustle up here. I'm gonna roll. Wait, do I even have to? Oh god, how do I do procurement again? Brain.
It's been a month.
I could basically do command, or I can just fucking up and spend MC. I remember that.
Yeah, they're two MC a pop.
Yeah, they're 2 MC a pop. Let's see here.
Oh, actually, you guys completed a objective. What's your logistics score again? 60 something?
Yeah, 60 something.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody gets their 6 MC basically day pay.
Okay.
Woo.
So between the two of you, that's half a dozen bottles or jars.
You just want to go with 6?
Sure.
Okay, so all right, so we'll pick up 6 jars. We'll each carry 3.
Mm-hmm. So you sidle up to the quartermaster and are like, "Yo, I need some jars," and he's like, "All right, scooch." I don't ask you what you use them for.
All right.
Any other tools or bits and bobs you want?
Let's see here. If we're gonna be performing earth magic, it's best to do things that are earth magic-y.
Mm-hmm.
Ulrich, what do you have for casting magic?
For casting magic, I have. What do I have? Okay,
I got some.
Okay, let's go into the calculator tab, since that's where all my stuff is located.
I mean, I guess both of you probably have chalk. That's pretty basic.
Yeah, I got I actually keep a separate section for my magic stuff, but I have ball bearings, chalk, iron filling, salt, soap, and wax candles.
Okay, so I have.
If you're gonna inscribe an array of jars, you're gonna want
chalk, soap, candles. I think iron firings.
If you guys are going to want to draw an array on the bottles, which you're going to have to do because they're not spirit bottles, you'll want to do that in chalk or maybe charcoal, as in actual, like, actually, no, graphite pencils would be better because that's earthy. But if either of you has chalk, that's fine.
We can use chalk. Well, actually, I mean, let me see here. Pencils. How much?
They're in here somewhere. Let me go ahead.
Maybe we should get some. Well, charcoal would be more like wood.
Yeah, it's the APG. Yeah, charcoal's wood, but like a graphite pen.
Okay.
Is earthy.
Yeah. Maybe
and other than that, if you
you
want some rendo earthy stuff, just glass, sand, topsoil, whatever. Plenty of stuff that's significant. If you got any of that oil rain that happened left over somewhere, that might be good to like work into the jar somehow.
Huh.
Well, we did instruct people to.
Didn't we have like little like pits?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we also have to have
somewhere.
people soak. I mean, we could soak. I guess we could. I don't want to soak the bottles.
You don't want jars full of oil?
Not to put moats in. I don't know how they like that. Can moats drown? I don't fucking know. I don't want to risk it.
Yeah. I mean, like if you're looking at just the like ritual tools, like I think a colored sand might help. If you wanted to be really fancy, you'd get those moats diamond dust, but that's probably not worth it.
No. Let's see. What is? I'm gonna go through. Wait, was it? Ah, man. No, wait. That was me just fucking about. God damn it.
I have all kinds of stuff listed in here. And actually, there's a whole fluff section in the back of the book, which is like, what are common elements different mages use in their stuff?
Yep. Let's see here.
In your outline, that's materia et immaterial, which is material and immaterial in Latin.
Mage, man, wards, ritual magic. That's familiars. Aether and the weather. Oh, let's see here. Fire spirits, metal spirits, poison spirits, void spirits. I'm going the wrong way. Here we go. So much stuff.
Some interesting things, you do various carbon products. Lots of earth mages are actually very comfortable with steel tools because it's got a high carbon content. Lots of, like I mentioned, the colored sand that's actually in the list, but if you have any like rock-derived pigments, that's really good.
Oh, those would probably be good.
Also, just a common thing, like I wouldn't even make Marth's character make a check for this, but a common thing earth mages use as ritual implements or just have handy are just field stones, stones you find in a field. You probably just have a bag of rocks somewhere in case you need them for magic stuff.
Yes. Very important. This is just very important. Plus, my guy was isolate. He was living out in the wild anyways.
Yeah, so you're probably used to carrying your own stuff around.
Oh, cinnabar is a rock-based pigment. Also poisonous, but whatever. Cinnabar has been found in locations worldwide, usually in earth surface and areas of moderate volcanic activity.
Speaking of volcanic stuff, also real common for lots of mage types, but would be earth-oriented, would be flints or obsidian tools. Again, like this is the kind of stuff that Ulrich probably has handy. Like, if you have a ritual athame, a ritual dagger, it's probably like a flint or obsidian dagger.
Right.
Wolfgang, you're wood, so you're probably using like cold iron tools a lot.
I'm metal,
unless you're particularly fancy with like special alloys.
Yeah.
But yeah, cold iron's the favoritist.
The favoritist
because it's pure.
All right, but let's go. I'm pretty sure we can like manage something out there. I'm pretty sure everything over there is getting soaked in earth aether anyway.
Yep.
We'll make do with chalk.
All right, chalk. You can pick up some other fun toys if you need them. Do you want any extra tools or anything? Any kind of like vaguely scientific equipments?
Let's see here.
Like if you're actually gonna study this, how are you gonna study? Are we just gonna observe it and scritch in our journal or what?
Hey.
Well, I'm trying to think of like how else can we do this field work? Let's see what kind of mage tools do we have. It's like, do we have something to like actually measure the density? I mean, we have intercept.
They're probably extra specialized tools like that. Like the mana compass is a thing to find sources of mana.
Yeah, I know. Let's see here. I'm going the wrong direction here. I mean, with Aether Vision, we could probably like turn that on, and be like, bam, that shit's Aether Bright.
Yeah. One thing you might want to do is have stuff available to take samples of like the surrounding environment.
Oh yeah.
Because substances which are ether enriched are usually interesting or valuable.
Oh, we could pick up some excavator tools. Take some rook samples.
Sounds like a thing.
Oh yeah, so let's pick up some excavator tools, some I just saw them. Let me see where is it. Not like we need like fucking. Why can't I think of the fucking name of it? It's let me just stare at this. Maybe it'll come up to me. Some asks, maybe.
Yeah.
Vials. That's the word. Vials.
A little glass vial?
Yeah, little glass vials, so we can put dirt and shit in.
Science. You also want some bagpipes? No.
The what?
I said you also want some bagpipes? No. I'm joking because that's the next block.
Let's see here. Oh, yeah, let's get some tongs and tweezers. In case there's something that might be like we should not pick up with our bare hands.
Also, would be acceptable if you had the workers' gloves uniform permutation.
Yeah, I don't have that.
You could also buy leather gloves. Might be a little warm in this climate, though.
Warm. Yeah. Well, still, safety. Marth, get yourself a pair of leather gloves.
Okay. What's
the list
cost for that?
It's like 2.
Okay.
Let's see here. Tongs are common and tweezers are uncommon. Let me make a shopping list here real quick.
Yes, do it. Finally.
Okay, so we're gonna be gathering various salmon. We're carrying 6 jars for capturing moats. We have all the we'll make do with materials on there to capture them. Then let's go with another 6 vials for samples. A pair of leather gloves, just so in case things get I don't know, better safe than sorry, I guess. 1 tongs for if we want to pick up things of a bigger nature. 1 tweezers for something of a smaller nature. And 1 set of excavators tools because it got a whole bunch of fucking brushes and little picky things that if we want to try and get something out.
Mm-hmm. Because you are classically educated.
Mm-hmm. Excavators. Alright, so let's see if we get mauled by spirits. I don't know. Well, let's hope not. Should be okay. I hope. Tools. All right. Actually, shoot. How rare are the excavator tools? Heck, I gotta double check on that. Excavate. They're rare.
Yeah, that only applies if you're rolling to like outright requisition them, though. If you're just dropping hot cash, it's fine.
Yeah, so I'll just straight out fucking buy it then for 5 MC. That's 5 MC gone. Who knows? Maybe I'll find a cool fossil or something.
Who knows?
Let's see here. Tweezers. I just fucking had it. Where the fuck it go?
Honestly, if you're buying the whole excavators kit, there's probably some tweezers or something in there.
Alright, that makes sense.
Probably not like your full-size tongs, because those are like a multi-purpose tool, but definitely there'd be some like fine gripping tweezers, some little brushes, some picks and stuff in there.
Okay. That makes sense. So yeah, so then that, and where did the tongs go? Tongs! They're common. They're 2 MC. I'll grab those. Pair of leather gloves. Those cost
2. And yes, audience, I have in the Advanced Player's Guide, I have a giant list of just rando items and what their various costs, weights, and rarities are.
Yep.
Just for this purpose. Because there's not necessarily rules for a set of tongs, but sometimes you need a pair of tongs.
Yeah. And the leather gloves are 2 MC, by the way.
Yeah.
Vials.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not expensive. Like, chip up, bro. We're gonna go do science. Vial. Those cost 1. So that's another 6 MC. And let's grab 3 flasks just because they're basically bigger vials. Who knows? There might be some bigger samples I want to grab. I don't fucking know. Lucky's getting excited now. Oh, those also cost 3. Very well then. I mean, it also costs 1 each. 3 MC. Alright, and let's get... Let me see here. Hang on. Microscope, podometer, merchant scale, scope resistance, no. I mean, a microscope would be useful, but not for fucking field work.
No, you're not gonna carry that around with you in the middle of the African desert or scrublands or whatever.
No. And Marth, you're pretty handy with the earth magic, so I really won't worry about too much about digging. Not to mention that if we're in the aether earth, you should be real good at that magic.
Okay.
So if we need to actually dig, we're gonna rely on you.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, you can do all kinds of fun stuff with earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
A magnifying glass would be nice, though. Do we actually have those? I would like a magnifying glass. Magnify. Those are field magnifying glasses. Those are not the same thing. Do not ruin my romance.
In the APG, under Ritual Tools, you will find the magnifying glass.
Oh, there it is. Oh, it's uncommon. It costs 10.
Yeah, precision lenses are a little costly.
Yeah, because they cost 10. I'm pretty sure they are not in a fucking excavation kit.
No.
So I'm getting one of those too. That's 10 MC. And I think that's everything I probably would want. Now I just
are you also going to buy a deerstalker hat?
No.
But it's elemental, my dear.
Although we should probably bring a journal. Let's see here. Of some sort.
Anybody buy a pad and pen set?
Yeah. Pad and pen, that'll do it.
I'd be kind of shocked if one of you guys didn't own one of those already. The joys of shopping, audience.
You've been waiting for it.
Yep.
I mean, I have. I always love this stuff. I mean, that's why I wrote so much of this, is so this montage can happen, and then you're going to get there, and some of this stuff will actually matter.
I already have a multi-tool, so that's pen and pads. That only costs 3 MC. This is a fair amount of stuff, though.
Also, gotta be honest, as much as I edit this down and I cut it for audiences. It's first and foremost, we're still playing a game. We just happen to record them. Because honestly, the ability that I can talk to the audience, it makes it funnier for me.
Painkillers, parachute, periscope, phrasebook, quiver, radio pack, saddleback, searchlight, sextant, salts, traveling.
Everybody loves salt.
I don't need a full traveling trunk, but something like a briefcase would be nice. I can throw all this stuff in.
There's probably a briefcase in the generic stuff list. There's definitely a lockbox in your core equipment, but that's because it's a lockbox.
Let's see here. What do we got? Yeah, there's a backpack, but that's not quite the same. I want something that I can pack in things and secure it.
Okay, so briefcase is not on the list.
Let's see here. Maybe
it should be. I should look up when the heck the briefcase or attaché case was invented.
Let's see. We got barrel, basket, bottles, buckets, chest, flask, jars, jugs, kegs, ornamental box, sack, vial, wire cage. Because there's a traveling trunk that's a little too big for what I want. We're spending so much time on just fucking going to go see an aether burst.
Goodell of Paris was the first to use a hinged iron frame on a carpet bag in 1826.
Oh?
So, yeah, no, briefcases would be handled. You could probably pick one up.
Yep,
You can
alright,
just
cool.
go ahead and say you can get a secured briefcase, you know, with a hinge and clasp.
Hinge and clasp. I'm gonna lay my stuff in. I'm gonna make sure I'll get some cloth to pad it so things aren't moving around crazily in there.
No big deal.
Yep. And that's good. I'll pay for my purchases. This which is going to run me. Let's see here. Plus the 6 for the jars. Jars. 6 and 2. Let's see. 6, 12, 15, 17, 19, 24, 24, 37. 37 MC I just spent on a afternoon outing.
Yep. It's the nature of things.
Where's my calculator? There's my... Marth, you get those gloves?
I did.
Alright, you got your jars?
Yes.
Alright. Well, as get some lunch, hydrate, take a, stretch, then we're heading back out.
Will do.
Yes.
At 6 MC left. Whew.
Well, you guys get paid pretty good.
Yeah. Alright. I'll go speak to the commander of the Pioneers and ask if he'd be willing into sending out a couple guys with me to go investigate the Earth-based aether burst.
Yep. Sure. That's Lieutenant Seekert. He'll send his EXA with you, Feldwebel Lieutenant Constance Fuchs. Or Fuchs. It's German, okay? And yeah, she'll probably grab maybe one of their more technical specialists.
Okay.
And some stuff. And, gather some tools. Just... actually, no. She probably has the other guy carry, like, a full equivalent to, like, a construction tools kit. Just so they have anything handy, like picks, shovels, anything like that they need.
Booyah!
Just in case, they're pioneers. They're combat engineers. They like to get in it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So obviously the pioneers have access to strikers, ground units. Are you guys just gonna fly there? Are you gonna hoof it on foot?
Can we borrow strikers?
Yeah, sure. If you want to do that.
Yeah. Because Marth, do you still have the fear of heights?
Yes.
Yeah. Since this is not a combat mission, I will spare you forcing you getting into a flight unit, and I'll ask if we can requisition a few strikers.
All right, you can, but you're going to be responsible for them if they get damaged or anything.
Oh shit!
Because they're valuable war material.
Please no break. That. No. Not break. Okay, so we have temporarily switched over to overland strikers. Nice.
Yep, which have like a overland speed of like 10 kph times your will mod, I think. Completely ignore difficult terrain, all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna make you roll navigation or anything. You zoop over there. Once again, no need to even roll like ether sense. You can, the moment you get in the rough area of it, you can feel the heightened mana presence in the air. Like I said, the air feels a bit heavy, a little bit cloying to you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a weird pillar of light in the distance.
Cool.
The eruptions have been going on. It looks about at the same intensity for a couple hours now. That's a little weird. It's a lot of that's a lot of extraneous mana being vented.
Well, let's see how close we can get
Okay. Well, you guys can ignore difficult terrain in your strikers, so. Well, before you decide on how close you want to get, let's kind of set the scene. So you see this, big pillar of light still shooting off. Random bits and bobs kind of like fly out and smack into the ground.
Oh.
In a like a semi-corporeal sense, and then the ether kind of like, basically, because if you guys recall, and for the audience, unbound aether does not stay that way for long. That's like something you have to force with magic, or happens when it is intensely concentrated. So as the individual, like, you know, little sparks of aether fly off from this burst, they kind of, you know, strike the ground and they kind of meld back into the normal ether. So they harden into like, it looks almost like a soft clay, or maybe kind of form like a sand or a soft earth. So getting hit with one would kind of be like getting hit with a dirt clod. It would be uncomfortable. It would very definitely be dirty, but probably not going to injure anybody.
Okay.
The ground does seem a little unstable at points. It kind of shakes and vibrates. And your strikers are pretty solid, so you don't like need to worry about losing your balance too much. And there are quite a few motes. You'd say maybe, you know, upwards of a dozen, just bobbling around, making weird kind of like humming noises as they kind of float gently over the ground, shedding light wherever they go. The earth does look soft in points. You probably want to make sure you don't let your strikers get bogged down.
All right.
They have great traction, but they're still heavy, so if you stop moving in a big thing of quicksand, you might get a little stuck.
That's bad.
Okay,
all right. So, let's see here. For first things first, let's flip on some aetherite.
Right,
Let's see how deep.
Okay.
Let's see how deep this. Let's see how crazy this aether burst actually is.
Okay. Alright, how many aether churches do I have?
I think that's right.
Well, luckily, your good buddy Ulrich doesn't need to worry about getting stuck, because he can cast stone like water.
Yep.
Which lets him swim through the earth.
Have 5, have 10 cores. 5.
I still have the spare core. I guess I'll use a bit more off of it. I'll use 2 charges off of it before I can use it before I burn it and throw it away. So that's be plus 40 to my roll. All right. Trained in spellcraft. My will is 40 on the dot.
Okay, just roll straight as is, and I got...
That's 32 out of 80!
Alright, so that means your range is 10 times the US.
So that's 4 degrees. So that's 40 meters.
Alright,
okay,
so
I got... So that is 4 DOS.
Okay, so you're both at about 40 meters of range. All right. Yeah, that's pretty far. That's almost half a football field. Yeah, so one, there is a big natural source of mana right here. It's the Ether Burst. Mm-hmm. If you guys have actually ever sensed a wellspring, which is basically, you know, a natural conflux of mana where it's dense enough along the ley line, or several ley lines, to kind of like naturally build up like this. Maybe not as like explosive, but similar effects. This isn't quite that intense. It's very steady, though. You feel like this burst will go on for a while, which is unusual. Usually a burst is like
down.
What you call it? Like a burst from like a spellcraft mishap is like short. You're like minutes, because it's just a mage was goofing around and accidentally tapped into the wrong ley line or something and caused it to kind of like erupt. Off the top of your heads, you're not really sure what could cause such a situation. I mean, there's not a elemental spirit, you know, a genius here to like agitate for that. Maybe there's some kind of natural phenomena happening farther up this ley line that's causing a disruption, like an earthquake or something, but that'd be unusual. Though there are some volcanoes in Central Africa. Obviously, you can sense there's, like I said, about a dozen motes here. Those all ping as natural. You can sense all your fellow mages and all their elemental affinities. Everything in general in this area is earth.
Earth.
Mm-hmm. Earth, the element of... how did I phrase it? I can scroll up. So much scrolling. But... yeah, earth is the element of stability and solidity. It has the power of gravity. So yeah, everything's kind of just, steady, firm, kind of like restructuring a little bit as it kind of like shakes around and vibrates a little.
Right, so Ulrich, let's get these jars set up and see if we can capture a few motes.
All right.
What's Constance's rank? Constance Fuchs?
Oh, hold on. She is basically she's a warrant officer. She's a Feldwebel lieutenant.
Okay.
So she is probably above whatever we decided Ulrich's rank was, like a corporal or something. But she's well below you and your adjutant.
Lieutenant, if you would not mind terribly, would you go see about locating any particular any bits of earth that may have been saturated in mana? And see about excavating some good samples.
Of course. We will go do that right away. And she, takes her burly pioneer guy who's carrying all the heavy things off to go do science.
All right. We'll see about Ulrich, you and I will see about collecting probably some of these more solid mana samples here later. But I want to collect these motes before they decided to flit off, I suppose. So let's start setting up. Let's start setting up rituals.
All right. What type of ritual you're looking for here?
Let's see here. I just want them basically to.
Are you're planning maybe a basic binding to keep them in the jars?
Yeah. Let me see.
Because a familiar is creating. You can totally create a familiar spirit, but that's an actual thing. Like you'll want to, because wisps and elementals are not properly corporeal. They're like semi-corporeal. When you make a familiar spirit, you usually want to like build it a physical something so it can interact with the world.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit more complex, I think, than you guys want to do out in the middle of the desert at like 2 p.m. By the way, it's hot as balls.
Oh yeah.
But I think you guys are both wearing tropical uniforms, so you're properly hydrated and ventilated, so nobody's getting any like sunstroke or anything.
Yeah. If you're thirsty, take a drink.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to like stay out here like all afternoon, but hey, it could be worse.
We'll probably be here. Yeah, we'll probably be here maybe a couple hours, most an hour, hopefully. Depends on how long these
and
rituals
honestly,
take.
the freshly formed earth and rock is kind of cool and solid in places,
Yeah. Oh hey, wouldn't this count as a place of power?
Very much so, yes.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the constructs. Summoning and binding.
Nice.
Yeah, because we don't need to summon anything. We just need to contain.
Right.
Binding is a slightly different process. Usually done to can deal with entities are present.
Okay, so
The elements are the same. You need the array components.
All right, so we're basically going to have to scratch the array into the clay jar. Then I guess we put that jar as the material in another array? I'm confused here. Hang on. Oh, which is to seal. Okay. A binding may be also done to seal the target into appropriate vessels, which is a separate ritual after the first binding done at complexity plus 20. The vessel here contains that, must be suitable mana pattern. A vessel containment is permanent. Okay. So yeah.
So basically step one, you build an array where you basically suck the spirit into the vessel. Yeah. And then you do a second ritual on the vessel, which is to seal it up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's get started on that. What's the complexity?
Complexity. I'm assuming if it says it's target's complexity is the will. So hold on, let me go.
Yeah. What's the will of an earth mote?
Mote. Will 10.
Okay.
So I think that's just a single DOS for the first ritual. You have enough mages, you guys can do like assistance and stuff and all those fun tricks.
Right.
Prime numbers. Yeah, prime numbers. So let's just split up in pairs here.
Okay.
I don't want to interrupt. I don't want the LT and her stuff and make her with our stuff because I just gave her something to do. I don't want to be like, no, wait, come back. That's unprofessional. That's unprofessional.
Mm-hmm.
I know that my medic, I think.
Well, as long as you're.
Oh yeah, yeah, my companion has spelled crafting. So he can assist.
Alright, I'm trying to see how much each person adds. That's in ritual magic. The array, components. Each spellcraft roll takes 5 minutes to perform. DOS. Yeah, complexity divided by 10. Oh, that's what it is. We can basically keep rolling on rituals until we get enough DOS. That's what it was. We don't have to make it all in one roll.
Yeah, but this is pretty simple, so.
Yeah.
The first one, at least, you will make or break immediately. It's the second one, which is complexity plus 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we are getting plus 20s if the ritual's done in a place of power.
Yes.
So we're getting that.
So that's going to make my roll like 67.
I don't think we're using particularly high components or arrays.
No.
I said we just got some jars and we got some chalk. It's enough to qualify, but it's nothing special.
Yeah, you'll sketch the probably the first array out of the ground in chalk. You might, get some field stones to act as like anchor points.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Basic magical shenanigans.
For help, one gathers initial maze. Always use prime the numbers. So 2 does count.
Okay.
Use the highest minutes of will. So has a training bonus, if any. Plus 10 for team. Plus 10 for the teamwork, and each additional main counts as a temporary point of luck for the ritual. It's going to be spent, not burned. There's also blood magic, but we're not getting into that.
No.
Right.
So yeah, basically, if you do this in like, if you want to do this in like 2 pairs, 1 pair for the first, 1 pair for the second, you basically each main person uses the highest will, which is probably the player character, but maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah. So,
and you get plus 10 for teamwork, and you get a free point of luck.
Are we... Which pairings are here, or is it just the player characters in this?
Oh, it's the PC and your companion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who totally counts for this. This is one of the advantages you have with companions.
So PC and companion, so that's going to be 67 and plus 10 for teamwork.
Yes.
That's 77. I don't think I even need to spend any additional charges.
Well, you can't spend charges on rituals. At least I don't think so,
Okay.
unless that's specifically noted. It's
It's not noted. I don't think it's noted.
I might have to write that in if it's not, because cores are already super versatile. This is like, you guys are doing a whole thing over a long period of time. The like short bursts from cores aren't necessarily appropriate. I'll add it in later if it's not.
Yeah.
But you already get your equivalent bonus in like the place of power and all that.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of ways to get bonuses to ritual magic.
Wow,
I rolled a 91.
Well, good thing you've got a free point of luck that doesn't count for real luck.
Yeah. I am offended. So I'm going to use that 1 point of luck.
I'm going to go to the magic mishap table.
This is in the freaking Aether Center, so...
Luckily, you rolled really well, so it's going to be like...
60 OS.
Yeah, it's going to be minus
Marth.
60.
Oh my god, Marth.
Yeah, he did it again. He rolled magic mishap. That's an 11 out of 77. So it'll probably be nothing. Yep, I rolled a 46, minus 60. That scales back down to 0, wind.
Wind.
There's another dramatic gust of wind as you cast.
Yes.
So I got 4 degrees of success on the reroll there.
All right. Well, you both got, no matter which order you do it in, you've both got enough degrees altogether to succeed. So basically it's,
okay.
First you draw the mote into the vessel.
Mm-hmm.
Or you basically you wait till a mote gets by and you start speaking the magic words, then it gets slurped into the jar.
Yep.
Then the next guy slaps the lid on the jar and does some more magic. And it's sealed up. So basically the spirit is contained in the jar until such time as you decide to let it out, or the jar is broken.
Yay. Wait, I thought we had to roll once to hold it there, and then like roll again to.
Yeah. You guys just did that. You rolled twice.
Oh, okay.
Both of you rolled. So
Okay.
if like the two of you were working together in a single ritual, then only one of you would have needed to roll. But you were working in 2 teams, so.
Okay.
I figure you just.
Let's do this a couple more. Let's do
pop
this.
A jar.
Let's do this 5 more times.
I'm actually okay with this because that means more chance to roll doubles.
Yeah.
So roll more times?
Yep.
Okay. I'll roll again. Okay.
Let's see here. That is 20 out of, what, 70? I want to say. If I'm doing this right? Yeah. Okay, so that's 2 down. That is 8 out of 70. Nice. That's 3 down.
So, by the way, about 30 minutes have passed now after 3 jars. You know, the warrant officer probably comes back to, like, say hi. You know, they've gathered some samples, but she doesn't want to distract you, so they go about their business while you're still working.
By the way, did we get that temporary point of luck for every time we do the ritual?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm going to use it again. Because I rolled a 71.
Because every ritual is a new ritual. Every ritual is a new opportunity for something to go terribly wrong.
Yep. Okay. Because I rolled a 71, but I re-rolled that, and I get a 17. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Marth, roll number 4.
2.
Marth, my friendo.
Who?
Marth. He needs to roll number 4, I think, because there's 3.
Yeah, there is. Okay.
So we have 6 pots total?
Yes, so we're at number 4 right now.
Okay.
Number 4.
Okay, that is...
Oh, I got a 17 again. Crazy.
All right, so now you guys are starting number 5.
And thank you. And thank you, bot, for leveling me up by posting numbers.
Good job. And temporary point of luck being used because I rolled a 72.
No, it's not that bad if you fail a ritual. There could just be a catastrophic backlash.
Yeah, no, I'm good. It's like, I'm heckin' good.
Alright, so you passed all 60 euros, I think. If I'm doing this math right. No, wait, this is number 5 then?
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, we're on 5 still. So we need one more.
Wait on you,
Marth. I think you rolled again. Did you roll again, buddy? I'm talking too much. I'm starting to get a little parched. Luckily, I think we're pretty close to my intended endpoint of this session.
Yeah. Spent more time being an aether geologist.
So actually, hold on. Here's a good distinction. Marth's not done yet.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's got to make 3 total degrees of success. That's only 1-ish. So you got to roll again to maintain the ritual.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's complexity plus 20. That's right.
Yeah, it's complexity 30 for his step.
Yeah.
Which is okay. Oh, there we go. That's maximum degrees.
Boom.
All right, so that's 5. So 1 more.
You got that. He slammed that lid so hard.
One more.
Wait, is that 50 or 05? No, that's 00. Yeah, that's 0. Okay. You got temporary luck if you need to spend that shit.
Oh, it's not that.
Oh.
Is it the other
Oh,
thing?
did you get doubles again? Yes.
That's a 22 going up. Okay, so that's only minus 50? Yeah.
Yes.
39. Damn it. Wind again. There's another dramatic breeze as you finish. All right, so you've got 6 motes.
All right, let's pack them in nice and snug.
Okay.
So if you're curious, motes are pretty basic. Like they're literally their only skill is evasion plus 10. They have pretty weak stats. They've only got like 5 wounds, but because they're not fully corporeal, they're hard to hurt. Like they take minimum damage from physical attacks unless the weapon is magical or enchanted. They cannot grapple or be grappled, and they have lots of other things. These are all contained, so you don't need to worry about their elemental auras leaking out or anything.
Cool.
All right.
Well, okay, so that's we got the.
Bless you. Gesundheit.
Oh man. Bita.
That's okay. I sneezed earlier. I managed to cut my mic off first, though. So yeah, it's been about an hour.
All right, so it doesn't look like the geysers decrease in intensity at all.
Go ahead and make me an academics roll.
All right. 26. 1 degree success.
All right. Yes and no. You've observed, in your off time between ritual setups, that the burst seems to be fluctuating a lot more now. Like it'll die down, but then it'll flare back up, but not more intense than it was when you got here. So yeah, it's kind of starting to dim out a little, you think, but it's still got a lot of force behind it. It's like a hose or a pipe that's turned on. Hey, so everybody make me awareness tests.
Aware.
Okay. Huh.
I don't know. I feel like we're getting pretty close to the end. So yeah, I'm gonna spend some luck.
I'll spend a point of luck to reroll.
I'm gonna pre-spin this fucking luck. And before actual fucking spirit shows up. They're like, what the fuck you doing with these modes, bro? 31. So that's what, 2 degrees of success? I gotta do math here.
Maths.
32. So it's gonna be 52. Yeah, it's 2 degrees of success.
Alright. Marth, did you do an awareness?
Okay.
Okay, there we are. All right. So, both of you hear a distant sound, which sounds like heavy footfalls, heavy hoofbeats on the bare earth.
Oh.
Clonk, 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 clonk.
I just feel like this is gonna be like a golem.
Oh god, kind of terrified.
Well, you hear a sound. Thoughts, actions, feelings.
Oh.
It's like, I really hope we just angered the mode's big brother.
No, if you, an entity, a Noma elemental would not make a physical sound, because like motes, they float.
Right.
Wait,
so
do aether bursts attract any sort of creatures?
Yeah, they can attract phantasmals.
Oh dear. Should we get out of here?
Well, as you're looking around, neither of you is surprised as you see a enormous bull. Not like, when I mean enormous, I mean like it's still recognizable as like vaguely bull-sized. It's not like it's an elephant or anything, but it's huge. And it,
Okay.
has kind of a, an unusual, kind of like bronzed appearance to its hide, and it's got unusually hard and sharp looking horns and hooves, and obviously it's got no sign of being domesticated, and it's just kind of clonking towards you, makes a big loud snort, an angry.
Okay.
And I have officially established that academics is the monsterology skill, so.
Okay. I definitely have my companion rolling that.
Excuse me, I forget. Can companions assist with skills?
If they have them, I believe.
Let me double check to see if my companion has this.
Because that's definitely, I feel like that's definitely a companion action. So since we're not in freeform time, sure, you can do teamwork.
Okay. Actually, no. She has athletics, appeals, awareness, command, cryptography, empathy, evasion, intimidation, interrogation, subterfuge, and tactics. So no, she cannot assist me. Heck, girl, you gotta get some schooling.
While you were in school, I was studying the blade.
And well,
but I rolled phenomenally. Well, not super phenomenally. I didn't get like max, but enough that I hopefully will know what this is. It's 38. It's 38. So that's 3 degrees. 3 DOS.
All right, so this is an Auroch. It is a species of cattle which has been enhanced with earth mana. They are unusually large. They have strong hides, and they are temperamental like many bovines. They used to be more common, but they were very frequently hunted as a show of strength. their meat is said to be particularly rich and fortifying, and their powdered hoof and horns are of great value as ritual components. However, it is a giant bull with, unusually strong hide and stuff. And it
Marth?
Looks like it's annoyed at you.
Yes.
Sorry. I feel really stupid that I didn't bring our air units.
Yeah.
But Ulrich?
Yes.
I feel like hunting.
I'll back you up.
Excellent.
Okay. Well, here's an important question. What weapons did you take with you?
I just took my normal kit.
I kind of figured because nobody really talked about it, but yeah.
Yeah.
If you
I said I'm going out into...
home.
Just took my normal kit too.
It's like, yeah, I didn't like... So... I was feeling like, yeah, I'm going out into the middle of the African desert where we're in fucking middle of a war. You don't, like, dress down for that. Not really.
That would be a bad idea.
Yeah.
As seen here.
Unless we're, like, specifically going for some, for something like that, but, yeah, no. But
alright, well, let's roll initiative, then. As you're not backing down, and the Ulrich is not backing down either.
I still got signs to do here, motherfucker! Oh god, I already know. I feel it. I'm gonna break one of these goddamn striker units. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Let's see here. Initiative. Oh, nice, 10. And my aim is not better than my fucking... that, so, 13.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, 13 total.
So that means Wolfgang, you'll be going first.
Booyah!
At 13. Surprising no one, Ulrich will be going last. Because he rolled a 1. Alright, so let's see. You guys were kind of in open terrain, but you kind of didn't do anything while you heard hoofbeats, so it managed to walk up on you. I'll say it's probably about, let's say, like 10 meters away. And things you can tell right away. The Ulrich has hooves and horns, and also it's got, it's a large creature.
We are eating good tonight.
So there's a bonus to hit it.
That's good.
It's huge.
Actually, if I'm gonna assume like this does anything, it's gonna fucking charge first. Can you set halberds against for a charge? I don't even fucking know. Is that even a skill? Or I mean, an action? I don't fucking know. I'm gonna look it up. Well, as I said, whether I pull out like my halberd or the sword is depending on whether or not I can actually set the halberd for like against the charge or anything. Because I know that some things in some game systems, but I didn't actually pay attention if it's.
Yeah, I don't think, because obviously a halberd is mostly an axe with some spear elements. I think it's not specifically noted as like a special trick it does. That's
Okay,
mostly
then,
for like a pike or a boar spear.
Yeah, that's true. Well, too bad we didn't have one of those. Oh well. I'm not gonna
you
worry
didn't
about
come
it.
here to hunt. You came here to do science.
Yeah, that's true. Now we're going to do the other half of science, which is butchering indigenous species to learn about them. So, I'm going to... my armor has already been motherfucking enchanted for reasons. And so I'm going to, as one action, pull my sword. I know this sounds like a horrible fucking idea, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to do more damage with a sword than I am a gun. Because my second action is going to... Actually? Hang on 1 second here. I just thought of something. Yeah, because I brought the scout rifle last time. Ooh, the halberd does 2d10 though, but it has very shitty AP. Actually, no, I am gonna whip out the fucking halberd.
Yeah.
Because...
something else I would notice is you don't need to worry about AP for toughness mod. It's not armored. It's just inherently very damage resistant.
Mm-hmm.
Not that there aren't some animal species that count as armored, but you would not be trying to eat this if it was a true dragon.
Yeah, no.
that's when you bring a whole company.
Mm-hmm. All right, so yeah, I'll pull out my halberd, because I feel like going melee with a fucking bull. I'm fucking dumb.
You're a product of your time.
Yeah.
It's a more gallant and courageous. I have heard this from many talks about the actual World War I. This was the era where leaders were dumb enough to go first.
I do that all the time.
You know, you are a glorious leader of men, sir. Naturally, you will charge first into the belly of the beast. Hey, at least today you're not gonna get shot.
I'm gonna get gored. Okay. Oh, here's the action. This is what I was fucking looking for here. Aim, steady weapon. Okay, so yep. Since AP is not an issue, I don't need hecking temper. What else do I have that's pretty cool? I already have fucking temper on my thing, on my armor. Man, I really wish I had gotten passive barrier. Fuck.
So you could tank up? Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Isn't it only 100? Can I buy it right now?
Yeah, if you got the XP.
Yeah, I got 100 left.
Let's see here. I remember buying passive barrier. It is 100.
If it's 150, I'm boned.
No, it sounds like it's 100.
Yeah, it's 100.
Okay, cool. I would believe in my armor and my strength, and I spontaneously learn how to protect myself fucking better.
You think to yourself, it's just really a different application. You just have to concentrate first.
So
which actually makes sense. They teach you how to make reactive, quick and dirty barriers first because it's an emergency.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get fucking hit. So passive barrier. Let me pull that up real quick so I know. Well, I'm gonna roll, and I'm gonna spend some fucking charges. I'm gonna spend 2 charges again because I'm gonna get hurt. My auxiliary core, my 3rd core, is down to 4 charges. Does spellcasting in this area affect my magic at all?
Yes, you get a +20.
Oh shit. Okay. 60. Wow. That gives me unless I get a crit failure, I cannot fail. That makes me happy.
You can still get doubles.
Oh my god.
I really want something other than wind or explosion to happen.
Like.
I don't know, fucking, well, you might get your wish, cause 44 out of 100.
Alright, so that's still like...
That is...
minus 60.
Oh, that's still like minus 60.
5 degrees of success.
Let's see what that does. Because I haven't actually.
Because that would leave it 56.
Yeah.
Out of.
Alright, where's my magic mishap?
Passive.
Mishap results.
Oh, it is 100.
Oh, good. They are by 10. So it is not a wind. It is a glow. Congratulations.
What?
Aether lingers around the mage for half a table. 1 round. Producing a gentle glow which matches their elemental affinity. So you glow silver a little bit.
Nice. I scream, I power up, I get the silver aura. Booyah. Yeah, so that's basically what happens. I say we're going fucking hunting. I pull out my halberd. I stare down this fucking bull, and I scream, and I glow silver. We have gotten fucking DBZ as fuck now, people.
Okay.
It's the Auroch's turn. Because that's 2 actions from you. It's gonna charge you.
Yeah, let's bring it.
Because it has a special ability, which is better at this. So let's see. What's your warfare melee? There's no penalty on this, right? Or is there? Because how does your passive barrier work?
The barrier decreases the DOS of all attacks for which target you by a number equal to my will mod.
Which is?
4.
Okay. Does it for, I guess, 5 rounds because of that.
Yeah, that's the DOS.
Okay. Alright, so he passes with 0 degrees because charging gives him a +20.
Thank God. Wait. Oh, here it comes.
Okay. So this is with horns because it's a charge attack. It doesn't make any sense to do. Well, it could charge with a hoof, but it'll do a horn attack. So you could try and parry, you still got a response. This is a melee attack.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's parry a Wait. Can I parry with it?
I think it's got unwieldy, so it's like a minus 20. I don't know. Are you going to use your response action for anything else?
I could use it for fucking active barrier.
True, you could also try that.
I guess I'll do that. Because halberds, are unwieldy, so,
Yeah, they're not really designed for, like, close quarters parrying. They're designed for chopping people with a big pointy stick axe.
Yep. Let's see here. I'm still at the plus 20 because magic. I did not use any charges, though.
Oh, yeah, this would really suck, because this would be your right leg.
Oh, God. 39 out of, I think, 60, so 2 degrees of success.
All right, well, yeah, like, it beats him. He's got 0 degrees, because you're active barrier. You double barrier and just, you know, there's a horrible rending sound as your passive barrier is punctured by this thing's ether-enhanced horn, but you manage to double up in just enough time for it to clang off. By the way, its horns it rings off your barrier sounds an awful lot like you fencing with somebody. Like, you know, these horns are as hard as steel.
Nice!
Clang, clang.
I need these horns. Oh no, fucking bones and shit. That's totally up a metal mage's alley. Mm-hmm. Gotta get.
Also, it's interesting. Its hoof attack is literally referred to as iron hoof. Because that's how tough and hard they are. But yeah, that's its turn.
Booyah!
Because I don't think knockback kicks in if it doesn't hit you.
I just did the fucking equivalent of, you know, 2 men like punching. Awesome.
Here's my knockback tag.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, struck with this weapon. Which technically, because of your second barrier, you are not. Woo! Which is good, because, by the way, its special ability is called Charging Bull. Its base movement is treated as 1 higher when charging or dashing, and if an attack inflicts knockback, which both of its attacks do, it doubles knockback distance.
Holy shit.
Alright, so it's my turn.
Yes.
Yep.
The bull is now within about 1 meter of you.
Okay. 1 meter. Okay. First off, I'm going to send one of my actions to cast Passive Barrier.
Good plan.
Because, well, like, dang.
Yeah!
I heard that sound.
I'm just imagining giving the report to the captain later if we don't get fucking gored to death. It's like,
so we were minding our own business. Farming moats. And then a giant half-spirit bull tried to run us down. So naturally we decided, I want to eat this. I thought it would taste good with a nice beer. Perhaps some shops.
Yeah.
So I got...
Get a little peppercorn on there.
What
some
was
salt.
Just about the fucking... Oh, I was going to put how many left the fucking passive barrier I have. Passive barrier.
Alright, so you also have 5 turns.
Now time to figure out what else I'll do. So let's see. Right.
Oh, also, Lucky, you have a companion action. Your companion's standing right there.
This time she will be stunned silent as her commanding officer decides to fucking go melee with Bull.
Okay, so that's half action. So what else can I do here? Okay, so that's only a bite. And that would not... okay. I don't think any of those will do anything. Okay, I'm going to...
Stone like water. I swim away.
Like, honestly, I'm half tempted to tell you guys just let me fucking fight it.
That would make this take a long time, though.
Water is full action, so...
Oh, okay. So you can't this turn.
Yeah, unless I...
Well, you could speed it up, but that would be penalties and stuff. Which is probably not something you want to do with the spell that lets you swim through the earth. You really don't want to fuck that up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just shoot the damn bull. Like, you cast barrier, now pull out your gun.
It's 1 meter away.
Also, isn't there a thing about it being in melee with your friends? Is that a
Yes.
thing?
Yeah, I think that has some sort of minuses to it that are bad.
You have a like your fucking halberd has a 2 melee reach.
I have a melee reach with that.
Yeah,
so you can poke it from the side.
I'm also looking at my other spells. I have erosion. I have stone shape. Stone throw. I have harden.
I'm telling you right now, if you get the killing blow on this, Marth, I'm gonna be very, very upset.
In character.
In character.
Yes.
Also, yes,
Ulrich,
firing into a melee is -10.
Right, and would stone throw also be considered firing to melee because it's a thrown object?
Yeah, I think it counts as a ranged attack, so yes. You take a -10 on the attack roll part of it, not the spell.
Yeah, let's see here. It's on solid earth.
Why don't you make
how much does it weigh actually?
A lot.
Okay, then I probably can't bolt it with something underneath.
Well, erode the ground. Like, I don't know. Like, how does your erosion work?
Yeah, I think erosion is equal to my DOS in like meters. I have to touch the ground where I'm touching.
Well, I mean, if you get like fairly close and you do erosion, you could always turn the ground it's on into soupy mess or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So let's see here. Half action is piece of earth you touch is instantly eroded and becomes dust. Max area you can erode is the number of meters across and deep as your DOS.
That's something you have to probably work on next turn, because you probably have to, because you already spent one half action armoring the fuck up. Good plan. And so you probably have to want to move to the side so you do not attract Zabul's attention.
Well, still a half action.
Yeah, he can still cast it. The problem is where his position is he might, wouldn't worry about distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's see here. Am I side by side with Wolfgang, pretty much?
Well, you guys were operating in a similar area, but probably not necessarily side by side.
Okay, so probably off to the side somewhere, yeah. Okay. And it says arrow has the number of meters crossing deep as your DOS. So is that sort of is it sort of is it sort of like a radius sort of thing?
Yeah. It'll be a radius which is,
or can it be more shaped into a square or whatever?
No, it's meant to be rounded. It'll be a radius of however much your DOS is.
Okay, so
or technically a diameter because it's all the way across.
I'll just go and try and attract his attention. No, actually it won't.
No, don't direct the attention. I want all the attention.
Okay, so it's a meter away.
Yep.
I'll use my halberd on it.
Okay.
But Marth, you still have to pull out your halberd.
Oh, okay. So so your other half action will be drawing your weapon.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, top of the round. Wolfgang.
Arrgh!
There is a very large bull.
In your face.
Yeah.
Angry eyes.
Yeah, he stopped about a meter away thanks to your barriers.
Staking new boots! Oh man, boots made from orc skin would probably be fan-fucking-tastic.
They'd also probably count as armor. Seriously, you're going to be in for... You're talking about Marth not helping. You're going to be in for an unfortunate surprise when you actually hit this thing. And find out how much damage you do.
Let's try it. I'm going to try it. Okay, got companion actions.
Yeah, my companion action is just to stay with me.
Let's see. Because I know. Okay, double team. So that's a +10. Oh, excuse me. And then there is a move. Was it all out attack?
I think that's it. which is use your full action for a bigger attack as opposed to trying to hit him twice.
Yeah. But I cannot actively defend this round.
Well, that's why you got a passive barrier.
That's
it can't
true.
charge you anymore, so
Yeah,
it's going to be really hard for it to hit you.
Yeah, so I'll go with all-out attack with Halberd. Oh, shit. Oh.
Oh, it actually has a decent chance of parrying, but he failed. He rolled a 71.
Hey. I rolled a fucking 2.
Well, that's a critical attack on a damage roll, so that's maximum degrees of success. Not that that matters because he didn't parry, but that's double damage before DR. So roll it and then double it.
Hang on. Halberd has critical. What does that do?
That's if you roll a 9 or 10, it does special damage.
Okay. Well, okay. So on damage, I have to roll 9 or 10. Okay.
Yeah, it's basically an increased critical damage range.
So 9. So okay. So I roll my damage and then I double it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's 2d10 plus 5. I rolled a 10 and a 5 for 15, 20, 40. Well, you said if I roll a 9 or 10, I do something special, right?
Yeah, that means you do special damage.
Yeah, special damage.
Okay, so that was... You rolled 20 total and then you doubled it, right?
Yeah, that's 40. That's 40, yeah.
Okay, wow, alright. So even with his astonishing 8 damage reduction, that still leaves you with over 30, so it doesn't matter. You actually managed to kill it in one hit.
Wow.
With your big, scary critical success.
Okay.
The orc has 24 wounds.
That's epic.
That was epic. Oh my god.
That's way too epic, climatic.
That's a terrible shame. It was going to use its other special ability next turn.
Oh my
Shatter.
god.
Can we just
No.
shower?
I was probably
now
gonna do some like.
Yeah, you rolled the damage.
Yeah, I did.
So maybe we could just be informed what that special
Yeah, what's Earth
ability
Shatter?
does.
I'm like,
It can make a warfare melee test as a full action. If successful, it shatters a fissure in the earth, which is 4 meters long and 2 meters deep,
oh god,
which causes you to take falling damage also if you're in it. So yeah, it could... In addition to it, it's both its horns and its hoof, and basically its horn attack would have been 1d10 plus 8, pen 4, with natural and knockback. And its hoof attack is 2d10 plus 4, but only pen 2, but it has stun in addition to natural and knockback.
Oh man.
And yeah, it's got tough hide. It's got double toughness mod for DR. So it's 4 toughness goes up to 8. But you rolled a critical success, so that's still way too much damage for this. So yeah, you just find that
Thank
critical
goodness.
moment and just take its head off with one swing. The ground is now very bloody. But there's a dead Auroch here. Good job, you.
Shit, how are we gonna get this home?
It's very heavy.
Well, we got
Sure.
strikers.
And you do have 6 people. You also have rescue hooks.
Yeah, let's rig something up with rescue hooks, get something underneath it to drag it along, and we'll take it back with us. We get it back before. I wonder if orc blood is we get a cool alchemy thing.
Probably, but how are you gonna like keep and preserve the blood?
Oh yeah, that's right. We're before that time.
right.
Yeah, no, there's refrigeration is done via either magic or ice boxes with literal ice. So, and unfortunately, your medic is a water mage, but he's not that good at water. I think he's like good to douse and maybe create water. He doesn't have any of the ice spells.
All right. Well, I'll call over Fuse and her burly man, and I'll instruct them to coordinate with other people on rigging up some fucking harness that we're gonna drag this orc back to camp. And in the meantime, while you get that done, I'm gonna grab some samples of the mana falling around and the rocks and the goop and the stuff.
Yeah, you sample some substances, and yeah, it's basically just it's, as far as you can tell, to your appearance, it's a very fine, rich earth. Like a good, healthy soil.
Ooh.
Which is very interesting, because, as you know, normally this area it's pretty arid, it's not very fertile. You wonder if this sort of mana exposure might, like, change the way the terrain is.
I'll do science later. But now I want to get this back before the heat makes it spoil and we get maybe, I don't know, some carnivores who get kind of antsy.
Yeah, you are in, like, hyena territory or something, or wild dogs.
Yeah.
Not that any of those things would mess with a live Ulrich, but, scavengers.
Yeah.
Also, you would know you don't want to leave a dead thing in a mana burst like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You could stagnate it, which would be bad. It would be very, very bad.
Yeah. We are doing our duty. So I got my samples. We got our moats. We got dinner.
Oh yeah, you got dinner. I mean, yeah, no, Ulrich steak is really good. Like it's a very fine, rich, fortifying meat.
Let's return to camp.
All right. Everybody is quite surprised as you drag a giant bull corpse in behind you, and one of you is carrying the head.
Yeah, I'm
which is probably about the size of your torso.
I'm totally gonna mount the skull to the front of my new armor when I get ironclad.
Right.
Neat. Yeah, so it's got a big stonking skull. You can, boil and cut and all that. And actually, Ulrich, you're trained in survival, right? Yeah, you're an isolated. Of course you are. Yeah,
you bled it out before we brought it here.
Yeah, you would know all sorts of stuff about, like, the way to prep everything.
Yeah.
You guys are going to eat dinner good tonight. And I figure that's where we're in the session. So next time you guys have time to take a few days off, do your science, wonder some things, let some plot hooks develop, and I can figure out where the next thing is.
One strike kill. Bullshit.
I mean, I don't know. Did you really want to get slammed by the horns?
Or
yeah.
Or get dropped down into a fissure.
I mean, it would have been if I got some wicked scars. I could have been like, yeah, totally, man. I got this from fighting a fucking Ulrich.
How you can't even.
It's also a real fun. It's too bad because it's actually interesting. It's got an ability called Seeing Red, which whenever it has one or more wounds, it gains a +10 on attack rolls and deals +1 damage.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm not so glad that it's
okay. So it pretty much becomes enraged.
Yes. No.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm totally claiming like the hooves and skulls and hide for me. They're mine. Mine.
I mean, you law of the battlefield. You killed it.
But we shall all partake in its meat.
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking meat.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you can probably feed the entire company off that thing in steaks and various cuts, ribs, steaks, backsides, haunches, jerky.
Let's call it a company-wide morale boost for having to deal with some bullshit earlier. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, so basically you could either like, if you wanted to say make some masterwork tools or something, you could probably keep the hoof and horns to work into something, or you could powder them to get in particularly intense earth components, or just hang on to them for fun stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna say I have the skeleton and hide of one Ulrich for right now.
All right.
I'll think of what to do about it later.
Make new boots.
I might make new boots. Ulrich boots. I wonder if they get a special ability.
They'd be real tough. All right, so I guess that's the session, because that's all I had planned.
Yep. Okay.
Let's call it a nice round 250 XP. That's a good number.
Damn it!
Okay.
Make it 300.
Okay, it could be 300.
Yes!
Okay, 300.
I'm sorry, I know it's but like that's all I needed so I can get ironclad.
Right.
I just gotta spend this 300.
I was debating whether or not, because this is longer than I was thinking it would be. So yeah, 300 is probably about right for 2.5 hours.
Okay, so this is session number 5.
All right, so
that Ulrich really would have messed your shit up if it had a chance.
I was kind of
right.
Thank you, dice.
Okay, so that
I wasn't gonna think. I guess it was the crit that actually did it. I suppose.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
which, hey, I mean, there's a very tiny slice of that chance of that happening.
Yeah.
Since it's 1 to 3.
Okay, so let's see.
Well, I actually got to spend the 300 now. Then I can fucking get ironclad.
So, right. When did I get grenade here?
Actually, what I should fucking do is I should fucking get ironclad and then commission a heavy set of armor using the fucking Ulrich bones or something. That'd be badass and terrifying.
Okay.
Yeah, you could get masterwork armor.
So, is this EXP spent just from what we have from the beginning to our sessions too?
No, it's what we've earned in play.
Sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I was just confused. Let's see. 709.
Also, note to self: write more Earth phantasmals.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be fun.
Right the Terror-ask. Giant dragon. Fuck everything.
Yeah, Earth dragons are a thing. I'm just thinking, like, because most of my stuff is either generic or it's like fire or air related, or possibly water. The orc is like the only real Earth example. I'll look up some other stuff, some fun mythological animals.
Let's see.
Okay, let's pack all that up.
I want interrogation and intimidation. Like, my XO has both of those, and I kind of feel like I just want to leave wheelhouse.
Okay, I'm going to go and check out the advanced guide. Because I think nadir was 1,000 XP that I had to spend.
Probably.
Oh, and as usual, your companion gets half as companion EXP.
Oh, that would make my XP total that I haven't spent yet on my companion is now 300.
You can probably get some good stuff for that.
Oh, I should check out officer talents. Herp-a-derp-a-derp.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Those are a thing. Let's see.
All right.
Here. I should...
does any of this stuff need to be on recording, do you think, or should I wrap it up?
You can wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. Like the video if you like it. Leave a comment in the comment section down below, like that one guy always says first.
Good job.
And if you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe. And like it said at the front, consider supporting us on Patreon so you can get us an audio download. We will see you next time. This has been the StudiOmega Players, and today Lucky killed a giant bull in one hit.
Booyah!